South Korea is second only to the United States in terms of the number of Christian missionaries it sends out from its churches. But when 19 kidnapped Korean missionaries were released from captivity in Afghanistan recently, they felt the need to make a public apology for the trouble they caused by going. We're joined now by Dr. Geoff Tunnicliffe, the International Director for the World Evangelical Alliance, who recently met with senior Korean church leaders. Geoff, I need to ask, just how bad is the fallout in Korea over this issue?
Well, I think it's been very significant for the church and the broader society there. There's been a very, in some ways, anti-Christian move within the country in response to the hostages that were taken and when they returned to the country. Even at the airport, when they returned, there was people ready to throw eggs at them. Other people were there were very supportive of them. So they've been in hospital. They've had get counseling. The pastor of the church is now resigned, and because he's taking responsibility for what's happened. And so it's a very difficult situation. And it's not just against the hostages, but the church in general is receiving a lot of negative response.
Okay, and I want to ask how that negative response is going to affect aid work in Afghanistan in a moment. But you met with those who knew their story well, even though they've all gone into seclusion and, you know, all the way to the point of the pastor needing to resign. Tell us what they went through in Afghanistan. What is their side of the story?
Well, it was extremely difficult for them. I mean, they were held in small groups. They were intimidated. They were threatened with guns. They were beaten up. They were asked to convert to Islam, and it was obviously 2 were killed. Some of the women, we understand, were also raped. So it was a very, very difficult circumstances for them.
And did they find out that 2 of their colleagues had been killed while they were still in captivity?
No, it wasn't until they'd been released that they found out that 2 of their colleagues had been killed.
Now, what has their situation done to humanitarian efforts in Afghanistan?
Well, I think the issue is greatly impacted it. Every Korean aid worker has now come home from Korea. So the 100 aid workers that were there have had to return home. And in the near future, others will not be going back. But on a broader level, the fact that the Korean government negotiated with the Taliban for the release of the hostages, that brought impact on other people as well, because all of a sudden the security level problems for other workers there, aid workers, went up significantly. And even in the last couple of days, I've heard of attempted other kidnappings because the Taliban believe that they can get more money out of the situation or more results if they kidnap these kind of workers.
Geoff, thank you very much for your perspective.
Thank you, Lorna.